welcome back to Pima Voices. My name is Savannah, and I'll be your host. Today, I'm sitting down with Adriana Bachmann, who is a climate activist and communicator, and today we'll be connecting with the climate and sustainable community. How are you today, Adriana?
I'm doing very good, thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy you're here because, we have been talking about it's Earth Month, right? April is like Earth Day is coming up, all that stuff. And I was like, who can I talk to? And I was like, I don't even have to think about it. Adriana. I was like, she's the perfect person. And, you being a Pima alum, you're someone who is creating change in the community. I see you all the time at events. I'm like, how is she doing this? Like, how do you have time to be at all these events? And I think you being so involved with the community is so important, especially in the role that you want to take on. And so I'm really excited to sit down and have this conversation with you because I think it's an important one. And while Earth Day comes once a year, Earth Day is every day.
That's right. That's right.
And so now that I've taken over the whole intro, why don't you tell us who is Adriana?
So I'm a climate activist and communicator. By night, by day, I'm a corporate communicator. So I have two personalities, corporate communications, climate communications, and activism. I'm involved in the community. I'm vice chair of the City of Tucson Commission on Climate, Energy, and Sustainability.
Nice.
I'm an ambassador for Sustainable Tucson.
Ooh.
So I volunteer as much as I can. I go to as many events as I can. I'm the chair of our commission's community engagement and communication subcommittee. All of these are a mouthful.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah. But I try to be involved because it helps me, feel like I'm contributing to the community and making a change.
Yeah, but I mean, also I think what's important too as well is, sorry, I'm all like itchy nose. I'm and someone who is in the area of interest that you're in within climate change and just really having that talk, because also there's so much misinformation about what is kind of happening in the world, especially with social media. Social media is a great thing and it's also a very dangerous thing.
Yes.
And so you're engaging within the community that you live in, that you're continuing to help keep thriving. And so you coming to all these events has your voice and you see what's going on. So you know exactly how to, enact change where change needs to be done, speak your voice where your voice needs to be heard. And so I love that you're everywhere. I always see you in photos. I'm like, there she is, there she is. And so I'm like, dang, your name tag must be so long with all those titles. And so I think it's so wonderful that you're able to be so involved in our community. And I always say this too, Tucson it feels so small because everyone knows each other. It's so big. So there's so much that you can do as one individual that you can help spread to so many other individuals.
Yeah.
Which is your mission.
Right. Yes. There are a lot of opportunities for change in Tucson.
Yeah. And so what inspired you to become who you are today?
So it's kind of a combination between personal experience and curiosity and determination. Growing up, I witnessed, the way climate change affects certain communities more than others. Sorry, I pause. I do long pauses. I don't go, I go...
That's okay.
So climate being, personally affected by climate injustice, but not knowing what that was called growing up, is really what inspired me toward activism. And then we have this other side of me, which is communications and media literacy. So I was inspired by the 2016 presidential administration. When they first came in, one of the first things that they did was remove a lot of information from the EPA website and kind of place a gag order on scientists and things that they could share through the EPA. And I wasn't having any of that. I was like, what can I do as one person to help educate and inform the masses. And by masses, I mean 1,000 people on my Instagram page.
1,000 plus all the people you meet at events.
Yes, that's right. So I started a blog. And that's how my climate communication started, was my website, my blog. I started sharing my personal journey toward living more eco-friendly, and the things that I was learning. And then at some point, I came to the realization that I was seeking information from all of the wrong places. Mm-hmm. So just like everybody else, I was learning about eco-friendly products from advertising from companies that are, their purpose is to make money. That's what a company does. And so a lot of that information, you know, can be considered greenwashing. And then I was learning from influencers on social media, and a lot of them mean well, but a lot of them, you know, have their own internal biases and share that information with other people. So I was seeking all of this information from all of the wrong places, and I started to realize, you know, how big of an issue that was, because the information that we consume affects the policy and the advocacy work that we do. So we want to make sure that we're advocating for the right things. Yeah. Impact over perfection. And at the time when I started my journey, it was 2016, 2017, right? So at the time, the zero waste movement was really big. And zero waste is all about perfection. The purpose is do not create any waste. We've slowly moved away from that, which I really like to see. It's more toward low waste, because we've realized that this ideal of being the perfect environmentalist is just not possible.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
It's not. So all we can do is our best. And I'm out here trying to help people do their best by making sure they have the correct information, inspiring them to take action.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of when people think of like, oh, what can I do to like do better sustainability wise or whatever, people are like, oh, it's either I go full or I don't. And like, that's part of that whole like zero waste sort of phenomenon. And no, it's like, no, you can do like little things here and there, like little things matter. And so what are some of those like little things that people can do that they can implement into their everyday life, like one small change? Because I know you also like to do a little challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, for Earth Day and stuff, of like, you know, you do something different or each day, or something that you can implement within your routine that actually does make a difference.
Right. So like I said, I like to focus on changes or actions that are impactful. And some of those things are, you know, reducing food waste.
Yeah.
So you start by creating your meal plan for the week, shopping your pantry, seeing what you already have, creating a grocery list, sticking to the grocery list, cooking the meals on your meal plan.
Don't go to takeout.
And that will help you reduce waste. And you will create some food waste, and that's fine. Sometimes, you know, you have leftovers. And if that's the case, you could start composting. It's not required. It's not accessible to everybody, but it's something that you can consider.
But they do make like little kitchenette, like kitchen top ones now that you can actually like start small, which is, I've always wanted to get one of those. Yeah.
The city of Tucson has a program too. It's free, where you have a little
share.
Right. It's called the Food Cycle Program. Okay. So you are required to go to a training because they want to make sure that you know, they're trying to minimize contamination in the composting facility, or composting area. So you go to a training, they tell you exactly the things that you're able to compost through their program. There are some things that are not allowed. So, you know, those bioplastics, those things are not allowed in that composting program because those take a long time to actually break down.
Gotcha.
And they're trying to, what they do is once you have your little bin, they provide you with a little bin, a countertop bin, and you put your, you know, your food waste in there, your avocado pits, your avocado peels, skin, your coffee grounds, you know,
banana peels.
Yes, all of your food waste. You put it in your little provided countertop composting bin, and then you can drop it off at several locations. They partner with a few community gardens in town, and they have like they look like garbage cans, but they're black with a yellow lid. Mm-hmm. They give you a code, so you'll learn the code once you go to the training.
I was about to say, can anyone just dump stuff in there?
You'll learn the code, so the code is secret. You'll dump it in there as many times as you need to. Like if you fill your compost bin quickly, then I mean you have access to that bin all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's free.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
This is why you're supposed to be here.
Right.
So you can share all this cool stuff. Like, that is super cool. So anyone who wanted to maybe, like, learn a little bit more about composting, they can just go and attend this training and then, like, try it and see if it's for them.
Right. Yeah. It's very accessible. They host a lot of trainings, actually. If you can just Google City of Tucson Food Cycle Program, and they have a newsletter that they put out. You can sign up for the newsletter. They'll share how much food has been composted. And then after a while, if you're a participant of the program, they let you know, hey, we have, compost, the soil, the compost that you can come and pick up. So for your own gardening that you can use at home or at a community garden if you engage in community gardening.
If you're part of one,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I know.
I was like, what? I'm like, I'm like fascinated right now. I'm like, I kind of want to do that because I've been researching for a little while. Like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool for even just myself to go and check out.
Yeah. And it's a good way to start. If you own your own home, you can start a composting pile like in your backyard or get one of those composting rotator bins. But this is an accessible way for people who might not have their own home. They might be renting. They might be in an apartment complex. Or they just want to start small.
Yeah. No, that's great. Okay, what else? I'm like, what else, girl? Let's go.
I've already forgotten what your initial question was.
Oh, wait. I kind of did too. It was, what can people do at home? Or little things that they can implement in the routine.
Right.
To, be more sustainable.
So reducing food waste. Trying to drive less. So I know that's really hard in a place like Tucson where we have a lot of urban sprawl.
Yeah.
A lot of people rely on their cars, and that's okay. But when you can, try to walk.
Carpool. Use the Suntran. It's free.
Yes. The Suntran is free. Hopefully it remains free.
I know.
And we want to advocate for that because that is something that's going to expire after a while.
Yeah.
So we want to let our city council know this is something that we want and need.
Yeah,
and
I love the Suntran. Yeah. A lot of things are happening downtown. You can just park in one spot. The group of y'all can get on Suntran and mosey on downtown or Uve.
Yeah.
I take it all the time for school. So, yeah.
And, the bus goes everywhere.
That's true, too.
Yeah, the bus goes everywhere.
The bus fares are free, not just Suntran. All the bus stuff. Yeah. Ooh, sorry. Okay, what else? Yes.
What else? Reducing your consumption, buying less things, buying things you don't need. This is where media literacy comes in.
Oh.
You see all of the advertising for eco-friendly products.
Yep.
A lot. The most eco-friendly thing that you could do is not buy so many things.
Like so many Stanleys.
Right. You don't need 2 cabinets full of water bottles.
Tell them, Adriana, you don't need them.
You don't need the latest Stanley Cup. Add stickers to it. Change them out.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, guys. This defeats the whole purpose. Like, those trends, that's what happens. Like, that's the part, media literacy. Us being, that's the dangerous part of social media. Just like, oh, I want that. Like, ooh, this famous person has it. Ooh, this influencer has it. It's like, girl, you already got, 6 Stanleys. What are you going to do with them all? Like, seriously, they're supposed to last. The whole point of these things is they're made to last. And you don't need another one. I think I have 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I have 2. I have my Awala.
Yeah.
Because I need the straw.
Yeah, I have a thermo flask. I don't have a Stanley.
I have a hydro flask. I know.
I don't have a Stanley.
Sorry, I don't either.
Like, cool. I'm like, I need a straw too. That's so funny. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. Like, people want to buy all these things that are eco-friendly, but they're really not in the end because we buy too much of it. You know?
Yeah, and sometimes these things aren't eco-friendly.
Yeah.
So, for example, a lot of people, there's also a lot of, like, chemophobia. And this is where media literacy comes in. So people are afraid of, say, fragrances because it's a chemical and they're afraid it's going to hurt them. So they'll buy products with essential oils instead of fragrance, which is fine. They smell nice, but they can be more irritating to the skin, and they are more resource intensive. Those essential oils come from flowers, a lot of flowers, and you have to grow those flowers, and then you create the essential oils from them. You get a little bit from a lot of flowers, so you have to keep things like that in mind.
It's like almonds and almond milk. You know how much water it takes to water an almond farm tree. I don't know.
Yes.
Lots of water. And cotton. Like, even though cotton is a natural resource and it's really great and breathable, it takes so much water.
It does. And you know what? Organic cotton farming takes more water. Ooh. So there's a lot that we have to keep in mind. It's all very nuanced. It might feel overwhelming. But really all we can do is our best.
Yeah.
Focus on one thing at a time. Add things. Once you've got it down, once you've got this one thing down.
Do one thing first.
And then you can add more later.
What about for people who like books? What's like a book or two that someone can like read and like know a little bit more?
So one of my favorite books to recommend is called Saving Us by Katherine Hayhoe.
Okay.
Have you heard of Katherine Hayhoe?
I have not.
She is a star in the climate science community.
Looking her up. After this, looking her up.
She is a really good communicator as well. And her book, Saving Us, shares a lot of the climate science, but it also focuses on conversations and connections, which is really, really important. Especially if you're feeling a lot of climate anxiety, you want to connect with other people, like-minded people. It reminds you that there are other people who care and who are working toward a problem.
No, that's perfect. I like that.
Yeah,
because then it sometimes can be hard to find like who to look for, who to listen to. So that's a good start.
Yes,
finding your community.
I have a few more recommendations.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Of course. Girl shares them all.
I believe the book is called All We Can Save. It's a collection of poetry and essays written by women climate leaders. So that's more of an inspirational, book to kind of inspire hope in people, still related to climate science.
Which I think right now people need hope.
Yeah, definitely.
Across the board.
Yes. And then I have a climate fiction book on my TBR list. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard great things about it, called The Ministry of Future, I believe. It's by Kim Stanley Robinson. And I've heard it's really good. I'm a sci-fi nerd, so I'm getting into cli-fi now, climate fiction.
I love it. You have a whole new, a whole new category name.
A whole new category.
Naming this genre. It's called cli-fi.
Cli-fi. It's well established, actually.
For your Instagram. Hashtag cli-fi.
So the Ministry of Future is my next one that I'm going to read. I've heard it's informed by science and policy, which is really good. We want that in everything, and all of the media that we consume. And then there's a podcast. It's really approachable. Yale Climate Communications. That's what it's called. And it's put out by Yale. And it's a 1 to 2 minute daily episode. And it focuses on one thing. Simple. Every single day it focuses on one climate win or important news that you need to know related to climate science and climate change.
Yeah. Wow. I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch back this and like write them down, everybody, especially the book lovers. It can go in book talk.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's a whole other thing.
I know.
Remember, you have the library. You don't have to buy all these books.
Yes, and you can get a free library card. You access your library. Yeah. And there's more you can get than just books from the library, I would like to mention.
Right.
So libraries are very important.
They are. And they're very sustainable. It really is a sustainable system.
Use the library, everybody. And do you think, so do you have like an example of like a local or climate advocacy effort that really inspired you and was like, yes, I can continue doing this message. I like what I'm doing and I see change and I want to like that moment was like, yes. Does that make sense?
I think so. So I'm going to answer your question. So recently, Arizona Youth Climate Coalition helped the Tucson Unified School District adopt a very comprehensive climate action plan.
Oh, nice.
The most comprehensive in the nation.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's very inspiring to see all of these young people advocate for their school district to provide climate education, campus sustainability, and student representation. So that was very inspiring to me.
Oh.
Arizona, the young ones are doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to show us all up.
And that's okay. We want them to. That is okay.
Yes, please do.
So that was very inspiring to see. What I have been involved with recently was Environmental Day at the state capitol, at the Arizona State Capitol with the Sierra Club.
Yes.
So I believe it was over 200 people or 400 people.
Oh, wow.
Don't quote me. Okay. I can't remember the number exactly.
Lots of people.
Lots of people showed up. Lots of people showed up to represent their legislative district and to speak with their state senator and their state representative. And we spoke to them in groups. I was able to talk about, I was able to advocate for heat resilience in the workplace, which is really, really important, especially with the summer months coming up. Yeah. And summer is getting longer and longer.
Yep. Sadly.
Thanks to climate change. So it's really important.
It's a really warm winter.
Yes. Did we have a winter though?
I know. I was about to say, wait a second. It didn't even feel like winter. It's like, what happened? Winter. Santa came to the freaking dry desert. Come on. No snow. Like,
poor literally. Guy. He probably got heat stroke.
With Rudolph. Poor Rudolph. Oh gosh.
Yeah, those are a few things. Environmental Day was really inspiring to me.
I love that. I love seeing, like, I follow you on Instagram and I see your stuff. I see like you're always part of something. Like, I know you and I had Fabio on a little while ago, and like you guys did Green Latinos and Latinas.
Yeah, Green Latinos. We went to that.
Yeah.
Conference.
So there's always stuff, and like between the two of you, I always hear such great things. You guys should collab more.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Fabi. You're right. Fabi, calling you out.
I'm like, you guys are just like, you guys could be like a powerhouse with the sense of like sustainability. Like, you guys both focus on slightly different things, and you guys are both great community leaders. You guys both came to Pima.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Producing awesome.
I know. Seriously, you guys are producing awesome content. Yeah, Pima's producing awesome community members. Right. Let's just say that again. And so, like, you guys just have very different messages, but they work so well together. Yeah. And so I love how there's this, like, community of, like, sustainability and climate change, like activism, and you guys both have really great voices and platforms to really like reach out and branch out. And so I'm really thankful that there's people like you and Fabi in our community who can advocate for change and spread awareness and hopefully get more people to be a lot more aware. Yeah. And it just takes one person, right? And so you're that one person to enact change, girl.
Thank you.
Yes, let's do it. And before we end our session today, because we could keep going forever.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like I took all of our time in the introduction.
Honestly, like this is a really important topic, and so it's totally fine. I'm like, people need to hear more and learn more, and then, like you said, there's a lot, right? And so I think you also have a very nice way of being calm about it and not just like, you know what I mean? And so it can be very overwhelming. Yeah. And so you have a nice, like, calm way to like, here, try this or do that. And so that's I think is also important for people who want to maybe try something and maybe learn something, but it is overwhelming. And so you have a really beautiful way of like, hey, let's just talk about it,
Yeah.
like casually, and introduce something small in here and there.
Right.
But was there anything that you wanted to add before we end our conversation?
On what we're doing, to care for the environment. And I just want to remind people that you don't have to do everything. All you can do is your best. We have to remember to focus on impact over perfection. And I just want to challenge people to reflect on what motivates them. We want to try to move away from being motivated by fear and guilt and shame, which is, we can feel a lot of those feelings, especially as activists and just community members. We want to move away from that as motivators and toward, responsibility and care, gratitude, but especially care for the earth and for our community and just people.
And ourselves.
And our futures. Yeah, we're all interconnected. Yeah. So that's my challenge to everybody this Earth Month.
Well, you guys heard it from Adriana. And what do you think is one small thing people can do for Earth Day? Tell them in the camera.
That camera right there?
Mm-hmm.
One small thing. Start local. Think about, the ways that you could contribute to the community, join a community garden, speak at your city council member meeting, or read a book. Yeah. Start a conversation with somebody about climate. That's it. That's all you have to do. And you'll be doing a lot.
There we go. We heard it from Adriana herself. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Like I said, we can keep going on forever, I would love to. But this is all the stuff that you can hear on your blog. And please remind us the blog.
My Climate Clarity is the name of my blog. I'm more active on social media than I am on my website right now because I'm actually transitioning toward this brand. I used to be Earth Mama Trainee. So I'm rebranding. Keep that in mind.
So you can find her online and definitely take a listen to her recommendations if you're interested. If you have any questions, I'm sure you can reach out to Adriana and she would be more than happy to answer them and connect you with the right people. And so thank you again for coming in today.
Thank you for
happy Earth Day.
Yes, happy Earth Day.
Every day. And thank you all for tuning in and watching today's episode. And I will see you next week. So until then, thank you.